Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashi Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, shorts review along with my thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. Hello everybody, Agashi here today. So today I'm going to be doing a Korean movie review. It's been a while since Agashi and I we've actually watched like Korean movies or like Chinese movies. Like they're there, we watch it, but sometimes we just like whatever, we're not gonna review it. So we actually don't, but we do watch a lot of movies too, and like tons and tons of movies. It's just like our time of spending together. So thanks to was it EON Talk? Yeah, he actually did some reviews on Korean movies, so we actually decided to watch some of them, and we're slowly getting there and we're slowly catching up. So these dramas are like, they came out already, we just haven't watched them. This movie. Oh, I'm so used to drama, I'm gonna keep saying drama eventually. But this movie is called Pon, or Tambo, and we more so I watched most of it, and she was just kind of like on the sideline watching it, but it was so good. The little girl did so well. I held back my chairs, but she cried. She cried. So it's actually really good. We actually really like it, and we really do recommend it. So today I'm going to be going over the cast synopsis and a very short recap of the movie for you guys if you guys have not seen it. So as for our cast, we have Sung Dong-il playing Dong-suk, Hang Ji-won playing Sung-yi, and Park Soo-yi playing Young Sung-yi, and then Kim Hee-won playing Chung-bae. As for the synopsis, in 1993, Dong-suk and Chung-bae working as debt collector in Incheon, South Korea, while collecting debt from Myeongjang. They end up taking her 9-year-old daughter Sung-yi as collateral. Myeongjang is an illegal immigrant, and she now has deported back to China. And suddenly Dong-suk and Jong-bae becomes Sung-yi's guardian, and the two men and the girl forms a bond and family and live together. So recap on the movie. The movie starts us off in the present time where it's in China, where Sung-yi is actually, she's older now, and she's playing by Han Ji-won, and she's a translator and working at the minister place. She suddenly receives a call and rushes to the airport, flying back to Seoul. Then we flash back to 1993, where Dong-suk and Jung-bae are going out there looking for Myeongjang to collect the debt that she's loaned. And Jung-bae is like really weak at heart, and he empathizes with a lot of people from doing his job and all these things like that. And Dong-suk is telling him he needs to stop being like that and kind of pretty much, this is your job, you gotta man up. They end up finding Myeongjang and her daughter, and they tell her she has to pay back the 750,000 won or something like that she took, and she asked to give her a little bit of time because her husband's just passed away and she's tight on financial. Dong-suk doesn't believe it, and he said that she will run if they give her time because they already gave her 3 months time and she didn't pay. So in doing so, he said, you need to give me something as collateral or guarantee that you will bring me the money. And what did he do? He ended up taking Young Sung-yi, and so the mom would bring back the money. They end up bringing Sung-yi back home where they live, and they tell her to just relax, eat food, and wait, and the mom will eventually bring money to collect her back. We learned that the mother is an illegal immigrant, and if she gets caught, she's going to be sent back to China. The husband, which is the father, he never died. He had an affair with a Korean woman and left so that he could become Korean citizen eventually and stay in Korea. So Myeongjang is desperate, so she makes a call to her uncle, and he says that he'll pay her debt, and she makes a call to Dong-suk that she will get the money to him the next day at 9 a.m. and to make the exchange. The next day comes up, she doesn't show up. Sung-yi escapes and runs back to her home where her and her mother live, which is like in this like construction area. They live in like those tent like storage boxes, stuff like that. And the mom is actually, we learned that she's getting deported back to China, and she asked to see Dong-suk one last time, and she asked if he can watch Sung-yi for a couple days because her uncle is gonna come pick her up, pay the debt, and as the mom gets deported back, the uncle will take care of Sung-yi and gives her up for adoption for a good family. So Dong-suk eventually finds Sung-yi, brings her back home. At first, he breaks the truth to her immediately that your mother's leaving back to China and she's giving you up for adoption and everything. And Sung-yi is just like really like sad, but seeing her in pain, he feels bad, and he takes care of her for the next couple of days. So in the next couple of days before the uncle comes and picks Sunny up, she stays with them, helps clean and around the house and all these stuff like that. And they end up taking her to Sol Tae-ji's concert, buying her a CD, cassette, poster. Oh my gosh, cassette, that's so old. And then along with new clothes and all these things like that. And Dong-seok gets attached immediately to her, but it's time for her to leave. He takes her to the bus station where she's supposed to meet her uncle and be departing to Busan. When the uncle arrives, Sung-yi does not recognize him, and same with the uncle who does not know her name. So this gives Dong-seok a little bit, suspicious, and he's a bit worried about Sung-yi, but he gets the money that the mom owes him, and he gives Sung-yi away, hoping she's going to be fine. It's been a couple of days since Sung-yi left, and Myung-jang got deported already. She left behind her pager, which was given to Sung-yi. Dong-soo calls the pagers and leave a message, but there's no response. He starts to worry, and he ends up finding out where the uncle lives and learning the truth that they sold Sung-yi for 1 million won to whoever they sold her to. Dong-seok is so pissed, and he now starts searching for Sung-yi, and we get to see where Sung-yi is actually at. She works at a nightclub where these ajumma paid 4 million won for her, and Sung-yi is living there a horrible life. They're not taking her to school, but they take care of her, they feed her, and she basically cleans the nightclub before all the guests comes over and everything. So when the ajummas goes and when the ajummas goes and entertain their guests, Sung-yi ends up stealing the phone at night, and she calls the pager, and she hears Dong-seok's message, and she calls back. There's troubles reaching each other the first couple of times, but she eventually does, and Dong-seok and Jung-bae drove all the way to Busan and brought her back. She was all messed up when they got her. Her face was cut by glass, and this part was the part where it got Ajashi choking up. Like, it was such a great scene, and it was just so heartbreaking. And apparently what happened was one of the customers got mad. He threw a glass cup at the wall, and the glass bounces off and cut Sung-yi in the face. It went into her face, and what the ajumma did, she just pulled it out, put ointment on it, and bandaged it up. They didn't take her to the hospital. So Dong-seok is pissed and angry, and so he tells her, he literally grabbed the ajumma by the neck and said that, you pay her for 4 million won, I'm gonna take her back and I will pay you back. He ends up selling his car, everything, pulling out his deposits, assets, and everything to pay back to keep Sung-yi. And he tries to enroll her into school, doing everything for her now, as he's pretty much her guardian, taking care of her. And they learn that she's an immigrant and she has no legal papers to stay in Korea, so she can't go to school, and the only way is Dong-seok adopts her as his daughter. That way she will get legal documentation, citizen as Korea. So they go through it, and she becomes his daughter. And we get to see her grow up, and Dong-seok is always there for her. He sends her to school, takes care of her. When she's in high school, he comes to pick her up, and she's not embarrassed about it, and everything like that. He gives her everything as if she's his own daughter. And now she's all grown up, and she is played by Han Ji-won. And Dong-seok gets a message from China, which is the grandmother of Myung-jang, which is Myung-jang's mom, the grandmother, calling, asking if they can bring Sung-in back to see the mother because the mother is ill and she will die. Dong-seok ends up bringing Sung-in back to see her mother one last time and making a promise to the mother that Dong-seok will find the father. He does eventually find the father and brings Sung-in to meet the father. After when Sung-in is meeting the father, pretty much he puts it in terms that she's probably going to leave him and go be with her real father. But after she met with her father, she called Dong-seok, and she finally called him father instead of Ajashi. And she said that she's his daughter and he loves her, he shouldn't leave her behind. So on his way to go pick up Sung-in to bring her back home, he has this sharp pain in his head, and he eventually gets into a motorcycle accident. So he's been having some problems before, and he just hasn't been telling any of them, and he's just been bearing with it. Now we flash back to the present time, where this is where we see Jung-bae and Sung-yi, who has been looking for over 10 years for Dong-seok. After the accident, they were not able to find him, and there's no death certificate, nothing on him. And this is just when they're about to give up. It hit Sung-yi finally that when she was little, she gave Dong-seok a different name, which is Sungbo. And they begin to search again for the name Sungbo, and they do find a match, and he's located in a far away special hospital, and they end up there where they meet him, and he doesn't recall anything, and he only recalls Sumble and Tumble. That's why they call him Sumble. Register him as that. And then he still holds on to the CD player he bought her as a kid, and he holds on to the bank book that he's been saving money all these years for her. Finally, they meet again, and she promises she would take care of him and bring his memory back, calling him father, and she's his daughter. And now, like, you know, just when we're like, okay, that's the end, they finally found him, it doesn't end that way. She does get married, and at her wedding, he is the father walking her down the aisle. So that is the recap of the movie Pawn or Tumble. It is actually very good, and if you guys are looking forward for a really good movie to just watch for any night, just to, you know, sit back and relax, this is one of them. We really enjoyed it. We really love it. It was so good, and obviously, you know, we laugh about it because we've seen Song Dong-eun in Running Man, and he's Kwang Soo-hyun and all stuff like that, and all these other dramas he's been, and he's hilarious, he's great. And obviously Kim Hee-won, who's been playing bad guy in movies, and like to see him lose twice in arm wrestling to Suk-jin is just hilarious. So we actually really love it, and the little girl played so well that we were just like, you know, it just gets you choking up and all things like that. But it was a really, really good drama. I mean, say I watched too much drama. It's a really good movie. So if you guys have not seen it, do check it out. Highly recommend it. But that's it for today, and I will see you guys in the next review.